if you thought the Splitgate 2 situation was bad before, it has gotten a lot worse. This is my reply to their absolute wall of text full of complete cope, which we will get into, but ain't no way I'm going to read this whole thing because my God, it is a book. I said Splitgate 2 has entered full damage control mode. And these are quotes from what they said. We launched too early. We're going back to beta. My personal favorite. We're laying off staff. Translation, the hype died, the game flopped, and now they're rebooting it with a new coat of paint and less employees, which, by the way, many of you may have already forgotten that this developer already had a layoff the first time around. And they apparently didn't lay off enough people because they needed to bring them back into saying, we need to get rid of more people because we have too many people here still and it's costing us too much money. Passion project or not, it's pure cope. Next time, listen to your customers, actual gamers. And most importantly, never bend the knee to the journal mafia. ... If there is a next time. And for those of you that aren't familiar or forgot, just a quick reminder. This is the developer that went on stage during, I believe it was Summer Games Fest, wearing this black hat that says, make FPS great again. Which, as much as they want to act like it's not a political statement, it is. It is a political statement. It's fine, though. Like, if that's what they're wanting to do, fine, that's what you stand for, great. Just understand the ramifications of when you make a political statement in gaming, there are going to be repercussions and backlash from either side of the aisle because people, no matter where you stand, want to focus on the games and leave politics out of it, unless the politics are pushing the purpose of pushing agendas out of gaming. I'd say the exception to the rule is that the rule needs to be made, if that makes sense. So this is their full-on post, the wall of text that I was saying that we're definitely not going to read through. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this. To the Splitgate community, we believe in Splitgate too. Okay, great. All this. Oh, man, that's a lot, right? That's a lot. Oh, wait, there's more. But wait, this holy crap. What? We've faced a lot of dark days and made many mistakes, but we've learned a lot and are determined as ever to make Splitgate as great as possible. We love this game and we love the community too much to ever quit, so we won't. See you in the arena, Ian and Nicholas. And I can't help but think, going over to ChatGPT, saying, is this cope? And then paste it. Let's see. Let's just see what ChatGPT says. Save me the time. Save me a wall of text. What do you think? This is all I'm asking. Is this cope? Let's see what it says. Yes, M dash. This is 100% cope. I have never seen ChatGPT do that. Usually it's a little bit more like, oh, this leans toward this. And I was not expecting. We launched too early, meaning we fumbled the launch and the backlash was worse than expected. Boneheaded mistakes. The community was right. We just didn't listen. Rebuilding major parts of the game. We shipped a broken product and now we're scrambling to salvage it. Going back to beta, we're retreating under the guise of iteration, reducing certain roles. We're laying off staff, probably because revenue's in free fall. So I'm like crying right now. I can't believe it's. shutting they probably should have run this through ChatGPT first to be like, does this sound like cope, and try to make it not sound like cope. Oh God. We can't afford to keep the thing people actually liked online. This one really pissed me off. When I saw this, shutting down OG Splitgate servers. We can't afford to keep the thing people actually liked online. Why they're doing this, and why I think the reason behind it is so nefarious, is they fully plan on launching Splitgate 2 again, like relaunching it. And they don't want people to have access to the original anymore. So this is a business decision to out of state, out of mind the original game, and then replace it with the second one and saying, hey guys, that first one that you guys liked so much, that was great, but it's offline now. But now we have a new game that's relaunching even better with more bells and whistles. So play this one instead of the OG one when it relaunches. So hopefully the numbers go up and the investors can be happy. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. This goes back to the stop killing games situation. Taking a game's server offline. Keep hearing this over and over and over again. Once again, here it is. They're doing it on purpose, taking it offline, removing it from the ability for the community to continue playing the game, even if they want to do on private servers. The reason for this is being showcased for all to see right now. It is a business decision trying to migrate original Splitgate players to Splitgate 2 by taking the servers offline, kicking the can down the road a few months, bringing it back, and hoping, crossing their fingers and praying that those people will just forget what they just did and be like, man, I miss playing Splitgate. They took it offline. I really like that game. I guess I'll have to now play the second one. It's so messed up. Like, awful, awful way to treat your customer. Someone that plays your original game, dedicates time to it, and then you take it away from them just to replace it with the second one that they might not want to play. We believe in Splitgate 2. We have to say this because investors are watching, which again goes back to my previous point of that's why they're shutting down. This, I would almost argue that this decision of shutting down the original Splitgate servers didn't even come from the head developers. It probably came from external investors saying, you got to do this. We need to make sure Splitgate 2 is a success. Not giving up. We're in damage control mode and hoping nostalgia carries us. Bottom line, they overpromised, underdelivered, blew money on a sequel no one asked for, and are now trying to rally the community while gutting the team and pulling the plug on the original game, all while calling it a return to roots. This isn't about listening to the community. It's about survival. And yes, it's peak cope. Damn, ChatGPT is not holding back on these guys. I'm actually impressed at how much ChatGPT just cooked this book. They're trying so hard to get people to agree with them. And for the most part, the replies are, we believe in y'all. This is Nick Merckx even, which that's Nick Merckx, a big, big channel, 2.1 million followers saying, we believe in y'all. Pump fake release back to beta, which, yeah, that's another point. The game was not in beta released. It was released, and then they're pulling it back and putting it in beta, which is very rare. That typically doesn't happen. And that's kind of embarrassing too, to put your game out and then reel it back in because it's not ready and you thought it was. That's really, really poor form. But again, most people are on their side. This is the right move. The core gameplay is so much fun and an elite concept. That being said, this is your last chance to make things right with the SG community. Please deliver 1047, please. Yes, I would say it's their last chance to make things right, but they really started on the wrong foot by taking the servers offline of the original game and then putting this game into beta. basically taking everything away from everyone and being like, just wait, we're gonna really make it right the second time around. 100% the right decision for the future success of the game. Thanks for being so transparent and keeping us in the loop. You need a better look from creators for most of your modes. I played the first Splitgate for 2 years when all the servers were dead. You need modes that will actually drag a player base to play. This takes a lot of courage to do, and I believe you guys have what it takes to really go back to your roots and push Splitgate 2 in the direction it needs to succeed. The amount of passion from your team is something I've never seen before. This is a very weird post. 80,000 followers from this Liquid Mendo. It almost this almost feels like a paid promotion post. I'm not saying it is, just doesn't seem like a natural thing to say about a game. When I read this, I just read pure cope. Pure cope. Now, if they were going to do something like we're leaving the servers for the first one online and we're going to, give free stuff away for the first one while we're working on the second one, we put it back in beta and we're going to work really hard on the second one before we fully launch it again. And we want to do something really special for you guys. I'd be like, okay, they're really going out of their way here. But taking the first one offline, taking the servers down during all this, I have a really hard time believing anything they're saying here, except for they want to bend over the gamers to push the Splitgate 2 further in hopes that this game is what takes off. And if you're bending over backwards for a sequel to take off because your original game was so successful and the sequel's not, I think that says a lot more about the sequel than anything else. Exactly, Richo. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Taking servers down in hopes to get more people to buy the sequel. Well, to buy it, was it free to play? I think it was free to play, but to play the sequel and then buy skins and stuff. I think for this game, they just want players. But yeah, so much cope. So much cope that ChatGPT was like, bro, I'm sorry. I gotta call it like I see it. And there's a lot of cope here. David Carroll for the 5. Same thing happened with Shatterline, and then they re-released the game on EGS. Very scummy, considering they had paid battle pass and cosmetics. That's super scummy. And that's one of those things that I would never trust a developer ever moving forward. If I ever bought a game, this is another reason why I don't buy skins and cosmetics for games, because I'm like, why? Because they could just take it down and I lose my purchase, don't get refunded. But if I ever did, and a company did that, they're dead to me. I'm like, nope, sorry. Tiger King says gamers are dumber than anyone can imagine, but Splitgate 2 still might be cooked. I'll put it this way. I would be shocked if Splitgate 2 found a way to turn a profit and be successful at this point. I would be beyond shocked. The negative press, and then on top of that, killing the servers on the first game, on top of the negative press, on top of the Journal Mafia hating the dude for the hat that he wore, on top of everything else that's gone on with the game, like, even if the game is fun, like, it needs to like transcend what first-person shooters are to redefine a genre. And it was already launched, and it had a chance to redefine a genre. It sounds like it didn't do that, obviously. And if it hasn't done that yet, I don't understand how laying off employees and bringing the game back to beta is going to redefine the genre when you do eventually launch it again. But anyways,